Our country's birth rate needs to continue to plummet to hell. This man posted this president and CEO of something posted this on LinkedIn. And I think that this was like a rah moment, but it just hits me a certain way. He says, was out yesterday and grabbing food when I went into a location because the drive-through was packed and not moving. And saw inside I saw people hustling and working to get orders out. A woman said, "Be right with you," after greeting me. She came over, and as she did, a baby was crying in a stroller parked next to the register. She said, "Shh, shh, it's okay," then asked if she could help me. She then told me she was actually on maternity leave, but came in to help the staff on Mother's Day because they were swamped. I was so impressed by her care and determination, but that's not the whole story. After I ordered and I was waiting, I asked her how old her toddler was. She points to the one I saw crying and says, "He's two, but this one is 2 days old." She had a newborn in a car seat covered up with the stroller. She had a child 2 days before, and instead of complaining or doom scrolling on her phone, she made a choice to come in and help the team on Mother's Day. This type of grit, determination, care, and drive is inspiring. My wife and I were completely floored. As someone who has three kiddos and who was raised by a single mom, I was nearly brought to tears. I asked her if she owned the business, and she said no. I said, "You should." I hope this inspires you in whatever situation you are in to keep going. Don't give up, don't give in, keep going. You're seen. I don't know if this inspires you, but it is completely horrifying to me that a mother with two kids under 3 years old is working, one that just had a newborn child. That newborn took a lot out of that mother to build and then, birth into this world. And that mother should be resting and healing. She should be cuddle up with her babies. She should be doing skin to skin with her newborn. This man asked her if she's the owner, and she said no. Where is the owner? Why is a just fresh baby at a restaurant on Mother's Day? Why is a mother working on Mother's Day? This is not inspiring. This is horrifying to me. Women deserve better. Mothers deserve better. Mothers who are supposed to be tasked with birthing people into this world and not even getting a chance to properly heal. This woman probably hasn't properly been able to use the bathroom without pain, yet she is hustling and bustling and putting on a good face. And he's like, "This is grit. This is determination." No, this is not respecting what mothers do. And this woman is not being given the dignity that she needs to live and heal and do all of the things that she should be respected for. I want to know, are you inspired by this story, or do you feel like, again, I just want the birth rate to plummet to hell? Because why are women even doing this if they do not have the space to heal from all that we do? Let me know your thoughts on this one. Okay, so one of my supporters sent me this email. She said that she thinks that it's important for the series that I've done about Uber drivers, delivery drivers, etc. She says, "Good morning, Barbie. I hope this message finds you well. The reason why I'm writing you this email is because I just had an unpleasant experience in real time with an older Jamaican Dusty while using the Lyft app. I think it's essential to your recent series of exposing questionable or criminal male drivers of Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, etc. I'm currently on my way to the hair salon with my 4-year-old son. I'd like for us to get cute, similar braided hairstyles, so I figured the hour-long trip would be worth it. Things started off fine when a Lyft driver finally came to pick us up before our ride got canceled 4 times. The moment we climbed in and he realized the ride was longer than he anticipated, he did a complete 180-degree turn and proceeded to flip out on me. He became enraged and started raising his voice about how Lyft was only going to pay him $26 for the trip, and he knew I had paid over $50 for the ride. He complained about burning his gas out and even had the nerve to ask me how many times do I use the app. He also asked me where I'm from, as if any of that was his business. I'm still in shock. Although I've experienced unprofessionalism from Jamaican men in various ways for years, if I'm being honest. I shared the Lyft link with my mother and friend for security purposes. I could have canceled the ride on my end, but I'm pressed for time as it is. And when you cancel a ride, you get asked, why do you cancel? Why did you cancel on the app? I'm not trying to make the situation worse by reporting him halfway to my destination. I'll wait till my son and I are safely in the salon before making a complaint to Lyft about this disrespectful, low vibrational man. I can't help but to notice if I was a white person, this old Jamaican man wouldn't possibly dream of being so rude to them. You can't make this up. It's not my fault if he doesn't get paid well. I'm just the customer. As a driver, you see the destination details before accepting the trip. So I'm guessing he just rushed to accept it without reading the details and thought it was all right to have a full blown tantrum in front of me and my child. Disgusting. Yeah, I do not understand getting mad at something that you decided to do. It was a choice to do that. So to get mad at the person for being the customer and requesting the service that you accepted makes no sense. And she is probably right. He sees a person that is in a vulnerable state that's not going to say anything about his rants, his hysterical tantrums, while she's in the midst of it. So she has no choice but to take it because that is the best situation that she can do while she's in the midst of it. But complain. These people need strikes. They need complaints on their worker profile. Women need to speak up when it is safe to do so. This woman, like she said, she's going to wait and get to her destination. Try to make this ride as pleasant as it can be. Trying to ignore or do whatever, but sometimes these situations are not particularly safe and women need to be aware of them. Thank you for sending in this story time. And obviously, since she was able to send me this email, she's safe. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I'm so glad that social media is allowing women to share their narratives, their perspectives on marriage. This woman, Beverly Parsons, made this public Facebook post, and I'm going to read it. Beverly says, I'm not usually one to post on Facebook, but I want everyone to hear what I have to say. First, I want to thank everyone who has reached out to me these past couple of months to check on me. Your calls and texts have meant a lot. To those that don't know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in the beginning of 2022. After a long battle, I was looking forward to sharing the news with family and friends this February that I had finally beaten this aggressive cancer. Sadly, though, cancer was not the only battle I had been fighting. This past December, on Christmas Day, I was told by my children that Walter, their father, my husband of 44 years, has been having an affair with a 28-year-old in Cabo. I shortly after learned that during my chemo treatments, while he sat right next to me, he was messaging and planning his future with her. He even wired her money from our business account and labeled it with the memo, My Boo Love, while he sat next to me going through a chemo infusion. I was home battling cancer and unable to fly, and he was taking her on trips, paying for her and her kids to stay at the same resort where we stayed together, buying her kids gifts, sending her money, and even bought her a car and paid for her divorce. Walter was never kind when it came to my cancer. He told me I gave myself cancer from being so sad about losing our sons when radiation treatment day came around. He had no problem dropping me off at the door and sent me a text saying that he wasn't going to come in with me because I was being treated for a non existent cancer. I confronted Walter about the affair. He thought I should be thankful since we weren't happy. He was proud, especially proud about how young she was and that a man his age at 66 years old had a young mistress, younger than his daughter. He figured he was going to travel back and forth and we would still live in the same house together. I found an attorney and filed for divorce. The minute he saw the charge for the attorney on my credit card, he locked me out of our multiple savings and checking accounts and cut off all my cards. I had nothing. He made sure he was the primary on everything we had together. He had been moving all our money to external accounts. It was about control, but I was ready to fight back. I had just beaten cancer, and there was no way I was going to back down to this boy. Yes, a boy. He is no man. As the next couple of months passed, he continued to travel and spent most of his time in Cabo with his mistress. He wanted me to hurry up and settle in the divorce so they could get married and start a family. However, he wanted me to get nothing in the divorce, nothing but the house that I hated and asked to please sell for the last 15 years that he trapped me in. It was just another way he thought he could hurt me. And to top it off, he wanted me to sell it and give him a portion of the money from the sale to pay him back for our son's funeral that he had to pay for all those years ago. In the divorce, Walter also wanted me to fully sign over Pets Gone Wild Resort to him, a multi-million-dollar business we built together from the ground up. We are both the owners of Pets Gone Wild Resort. Walter wants everyone to believe he's the sole owner. Truth is, we sold all of our rental properties, our Bay House, and he cashed in on his retirement from AT&T and we started PGWR together. I wish I could say things didn't get worse, but they did. On March 22nd, I got the news I didn't see coming. My cancer was back, but this time it was my entire body, blood and bones. The only area it had not reached was my liver. So I had to immediately begin chemo again, but this time was different. The cancer was different, and chemo is only a temporary solution to buy more time, and sadly the time frame that I was given was 2 to 5 months. Chemo isn't something I wanted to do, but I felt I had to do it for my kids. You see, Walter made it clear that our boys would get nothing. They would be disinherited because they were never worthy of his love or his money. Even went as far as to say that our oldest son, Daniel, couldn't wait for him to die because he wanted to take Pets Gone Wild, and that our second oldest son, David, tried to poison him. The only thing our sons ever wanted was to not be anything like their father. But I guess this was his only excuse that Walter could come up with to justify saying that his new child he was going to have with his mistress would be his legacy and the heir to Pets Gone Wild. I feared that if he found out I was sick and that I didn't have time to fight, that he would never settle and they would have nothing. So I decided I would settle and made him an offer that was leaving me with basically nothing, but it was just enough to be able to set up a trust for my sons. Walter came back and wanted me to take less, and it seemed his only mission was to make sure after 44 years I did not receive a penny. Unfortunately, I was running out of time, and I knew it was time to tell my children. I was missing time with them. I didn't want to spend the time I had left fighting this man that didn't deserve any more of mine. I wanted to spend it happy, surrounded by my kids, grandkids, and loved ones that give me love and happiness. So, the second weekend of April, I finally shared the news. This is the day Walter found out as well. Fast forward to today, I'm still living each day as it comes and surrounding myself with those I hold dear to my heart. Being away from Walter is like a weight has been lifted off my soul, and in this time I have found peace. Walter and I are still married. After finding out about my cancer returning, he has made no more attempts to push the divorce forward, which I was sure his mistress, Alejandra, is not happy about seeing, as she is pregnant and they were planning to get married ASAP. They even started a Pets Gone Wild Resort Cabo page back in December together. I could write an entire book about the hell that Walter has put me through, the things he has done and said, about the man he truly was and is, but I don't know why I defended him and supported him for as long as I did. But what I do know is that in our 44 years of marriage, I always stayed quiet about the hateful soul he was. I never used my voice, but I'm using it now. Walter claims he had no choice and that he had to do this because he couldn't let our ungrateful children take over Pets Gone Wild. Essentially, this was a business transaction to him. I mean, maybe I am crazy, but I don't see how that has anything to do with having an affair, taking all my money, or the hatred he has treated me with. He's 100% responsible for his own actions and behaviors. I deserve to tell my story, and I will not protect his image anymore. Everyone will know the truth about the ruthless man that Walter is. He lacks kindness, honesty, loyalty, empathy, compassion, all the things that even a decent man would have. He's incapable of loving any more than himself and money. Walter, if you had only done right by me, the world would have never known. But now that they do, I hope that each person that walks into Pets Gone Wild asks you how your wife Beverly of 44 years with cancer and your 29-year-old pregnant mistress Alejandra are doing. Best you'll never have, Beverly. And this is Beverly, and I'm glad that Beverly had the opportunity to tell her story. So many times people like champion these really long marriages, like, yes, they are so lasting. Why can't marriages last this long? Some of these marriages are lasting long because the woman just is just tolerating things. And think about what tolerating things has probably done to her health. It probably impacted her being sick. Dealing with stress and a terrible situation and this type of financial abuse and that kind of thing will impact your mental and physical health. That's the reason why I wrote the book that says Ashy Men Will Make You Fat. And it's not just about making you fat, it's how they impact your mental, physical, emotional, and financial health. All of that goes together. Who you are in a relationship can impact your health negatively. Like I said, I'm glad that women are telling their story. What you see as the picture is not always what is behind the scenes. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.